You are on this very planet that Chukwokika Biama created to his glory. We welcome you to another explosive exposition of the very fraudulent contraption, the very diseased abomination that the British created for the enslavement of the children of light. We have come to destroy. We have come to render asunder. We have come to decimate that very tower of darkness, that very zoological republic, that very cesspit of iniquity and of evil. We have come that the blind may see. We have come that the deaf may hear. We have come that even those who through no fault of theirs, but as a result of having subjected themselves to a very disastrous educational system in the zoo, they have become stupid. Here we have come to enlighten and to educate, without any apologies to anybody, without mincing words, without fear before our enemies, determined and resolute, indestructible, and the precipitous collapse of the zoo is inevitable. Absolutely inevitable. The devil may try all it can. Those who go before them to peddle falsehood, those who go to work for them, those who are the workers of darkness and of iniquity, we can assure them that we are resolute, we are determined, and there is nothing anybody can do to stop this very invade as many times as you like, kill as many people as you like, propagate falsehood after falsehood as many times as you like, buy up every media space in the zoo, go and connive with people in the diplomatic circles abroad, eyebrow consultancy firm in the world, select some diplomats in the zoo and bribe them. Select those you send to the key countries around the world. None of these things you're doing is capable of stopping us. It doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you write. It doesn't matter the type of chatter you have behind our backs. All those things you're doing is a complete and utter waste of time, because Biafran must come. There is nothing anybody can do about it. That is why we preach this gospel. That is why we propagate this very message of redemption. That is why Elohim said that Biafra will come. You will not fire a bullet, but Biafra will come. Because Chukwokika Biama has gone before us. And you will hear what will happen to the zoo in weeks and months to come. This is 1 year, 2020. They will never, ever, ever in their lives forget. It does not matter what the enemy does, is irrelevant. Buy over Twitter, buy over Facebook, bribe the British High Commissioner to Nigeria, bribe the US Ambassador to Nigeria, department in America. But there is one thing I want all of us to understand this very evening. We are facing a very formidable array of enemies, both external and within. And we are going to overcome each and every one of these obstacles. That I can assure you. That they may know that the God we worship is an invisible God, not a God that was wrought by the hands of men. For we do not worship idol, and we can never ever worship idol. Is impossible. This very family, this IPOB, belongs to the Most High. And that is how it's going to be until Biafra comes and beyond, to eternity. This evening, I want to place it on record that our enemies are intensifying their attack against us from every corner. I am not saying this as lamentation or complaint. I am only trying to prepare our people for what is to come. You are being prepared for what is to come. The time has come to separate the chaff from the wheat itself. Our march is very, very near. The enemies are trembling, they are quaking, they are doing all they can to try to stop us. But they have failed very woefully. And they will continue to fail. But I want to tell you that we are getting attacks from everywhere. From everywhere all over the world. And very soon, they will buy over some of you. Some of you, they will buy some of you over. The spirit of Oba Biasika and Ifajuna are still in some of you. When the time comes, they will buy you over. I am not doing this program tonight to ask all of you to be strong. I am doing it to remind you, not that if they succeed in buying you over, you're not going to stop what we're doing. You can't. Not in you cannot. Not in 1 trillion years. But I need you to appreciate one very simple fact. That at the end of this very race, everybody will testify that indeed Chukwuokike Abiama, the same God of Israel, of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the same God of Ehiri in Aguleri, the same God of Umweri, the same God of Ora-Eri, the same God of Owe-Eri, the same God of Arochukwu. Not to be nobody, the true God, one true God. You will know that indeed, not only is he omnipotent, that same God is the owner of this very agitation. No human being can stop it. We have enemies, and we need to be very, very careful, both within and without. Very, very careful. The next 2 weeks will be very pivotal. Next 2 weeks will be very, very important in the life, or should I say, in this very mission that we have embarked upon. The devil will do everything. And you are going to watch spectacularly how we are going to destroy and shame the enemy. That at the end, every glory and adoration will belong to God and not to man. Now let us go and tell you what is happening that some of you do not understand. I want those of you who are hardcore, those who were chosen before you were born. There were some people who were chosen before they were born to agitate for Biafra restoration. This is a message for you. Those who, from their mother's womb, they were born to do this very work. You must be very, very strong. Because Biafra will open the eyes of black people all over the world. Because Biafra will mean that blacks from America, blacks from the Caribbean, from Southern America, they will all flood into Africa. It will be like the time that Yeshua was born. Biafra is like a light, a beacon. They will follow it. They will say, let us go and see what is happening there. That is what these neo-colonialists do not want. They don't want Biafra to come. I am telling our people so they understand. The mountains, I didn't say one mountain, the mountains in front of us that we need to overcome. And for us to overcome it, we need to be very strong mentally, mental strength. Just like when you're doing anything in life, and it appears as if you are being buffeted from everywhere. That is the time that you no longer rely on willpower or your muscles. You go to your brain to endure and to persevere and to keep going until you overcome. That is the stage we are in right now. To make sure that our brain is in gear to confront everything the Janjaweed has to throw at us. We don't have money. Their budget is over $20 billion to fight us. They can bribe Facebook. They can buy them off.
They can do anything they like. They can come to some of you and bribe you off. They can promise you what you've never had before. They can give you maybe a house in Dubai. They can promise you a vehicle. They can tell you, oh, we'll make you vice president. They can promise you anything to make sure that you're like them. But this very IPOB, this very hardcore is not going to move. And I will tell you why we can't move.
We have tried to live in Nigeria designed by Great Britain and handed to us. We have found it difficult to live in that Nigeria. We have fought a civil war, killed so many people, and still we have the same problems reoccurring. Perhaps the time has come to revisit the very foundations of Nigeria.
He did me something in my case. I accused him. He was conscious official. I asked him to accuse himself. Why did the chief judge not insist I was right? He left my case.
Okay, listen. If anybody is not happy with this, which is true, then you need to go and appeal.
No, I cannot. Because I have a court order. I have a court order. You have recused yourself. I have a court order. Anybody who disagrees with this order of court, go to appeal court. That's what you tell me all the time. You are conscious official. You cannot preside over this case number again. Not in this life. You cannot. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. A woman here cannot force this court to preside on my case. You cannot. Not today, not till forever. You are recused and you stand recused. Tell the chief judge, Nnamdi Kanu said, go on appeal. I recused him from my case. The state recused Justice Adema from my case. I did not insist Adema must hear my case. I never insisted. So why must you insist to hear my case? I don't want you in my case. I don't need you in my case. You are biased. You are biased. You cannot be in my case. A woman should do the right thing. A chairman of the board of managers constitution is impropriety. Nowhere in the world is such nonsense done. You cannot be hobnobbing with lawyers, hobnobbing with justices, and you're proceeding a case. It's shameful. Absolutely shameful. Shameful. This is not a court of law. This is a shrine to injustice. And I will not subject myself to it. You stand recused and you must take my case. You cannot find me. This man is not paying attention. There is an order of recusal. And he's a senior advocate, for goodness sake. There's an order of recusal. Is that not the rule of law? The law says if you disagree with this, you go and appeal. You are a grown-up man. Because of 300 million, you're behaving like a child. Go and appeal. Because of money. Because of money they're paying you from ATM surface, you are here standing and smoking evil. Because of money. A grown-up man like you say you have to behave like a man of honor. The rule of law says you go and appeal. His Lordship Binta Yebe will not try my case. Not on this planet Earth, I'm telling you that now. So stop wasting your time.
So that paradise, as I said, the view of the past that the defendant has indicated that he will not make a formal application. I apply that the Lordship give us a 70-day for hearing.
You are not well. You are not well. I'm telling you, this is what I'm not well. This is an order of court. An order of court says Justice Binta Nyako is recused. An order of court. Order she made as an order. The same Chief Justice writing the stupid memo he's writing. I recused him. He was functus official. He sat on appeal. I took him to NJC. I recused him. Why did he not say I must sit on your case? Why in the case of his lordship is he insisting? He wants to embarrass her. He wants to embarrass your lordship by asking her to come and sit on this case. Is that what you're saying? There's an order of, give it to him. He doesn't have it. Give him an order of court. It's an order of court. Give it to him. He doesn't have it. An order, give it. He doesn't have it. It's an order of court. It's an order of court.
I don't give permission to address you.
Not everything.
But let me tell the defendant that in everything life, there's need for witness. and wisdom is very important in this matter. And telling lies. It is not right for you to be insulting the teacher. If you insult yourself, I will insult you. If you have no respect for yourself, I will insult you. Because people are telling the law, when it comes to Nnamdi Kanu, you turn the law upside down. The law says one thing. If the law says this paper is white, when I go to court, they say it's black. When I say it's black, they say it's white. Is that law? I'm asking you, a senior advocate of Nigeria, is that law? Is the memo from Chief Judge, is memo from Chief Judge sufficient to set aside and a court order? The answer is no. Why do you want to change the law in my own case? His Lordship, Justice Netanyahu, stand recused in my case. Cannot try me. Why don't you get it? Give me your definite date for trial so you can do your mathematics you always do without shame. I have here before me for the benefit of Chief Awomolo because it seems he doesn't know the law. So I will tell him, this is national judicial policy of this country. Please give them a copy each. National judicial policy of Nigeria. National judicial policy. I will tell you what it says. Because you don't know, I will tell you. Talking about memo from the Chief Judge of the High Court. Judicial policy of Nigeria. 1C. I'm reading. Verbatim. In the performance of judicial functions, the judge is subject only to the law and must only consider the law. The rule of law in every common law jurisdiction in the world is that once an order of court is entered, the only way to set it aside is by going on appeal. That's the rule of law. But it's an advocate, you don't know. I will go to see. A judge must not take or attempt to take orders or instructions of any kind from anyone, even the chief judge, from anybody that may influence his decisions in the performance of judicial function. It means that his lordship, having entered an order of court, a decision between myself and her.
The foundation for the liberation and independence of Biafra has been laid by this government, and it is very, very strong. We build this particular foundation of the liberation on solid rock. Are you not seeing it? We are not shaking. I am standing very, very strong, making sure that I'm taking the bullet that they are firing at Biafra people, because their target is you. They believe that once they take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of the way, they will come for all of you. That is exactly what is happening in other parts of Nigeria, because nobody is there to stand on the way for them. And they are annihilating people, killing them, sending them to IDP camp. I told them, you see this face, okay, deceive them very well. To deceive you. The momentum of the Biafra liberation today have necessitated all the discussion you see. Everybody is talking. Release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Why are they keeping him? Some of them claim that he was not fighting the way I'm fighting, but you kidnap him. Some of them are now addressing him as a gentleman. But you went and they kidnapped a gentleman. They say, oh, he's more reasonable. He's not, but you kidnapped him. What were you thinking? All of them contributed money. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was speaking, it was their headache. They couldn't sleep every day. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's destroying Alibo. Oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he's doing this, he's doing that. Today, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer destroying Alibo. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer causing problem. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is no longer is the good man. Is the only man now that is very reasonable. And I have not even started. Because you see what Agaku Nigeria Igwe. Agaku Nigeria Igwe. And you know the next level is by taking all their terrorist barracks, taking all the government houses. That is the next level we will go. Because it is part of the defense of our land. These places are places where the attack against our people are being planned.
Land of the rising.
anyị wee tụle ya onye si na agata anyị ahụhụ ma ọ bụ na anyị fee arụsị anyị wee na-efe arụsị iwe were iwe gị na ọnụma gị wee bịa leta anyị ụmụ anyị wee na-anwụsị ụfọdụ nọ n'ụzọ ije ha anaghị alọta ụlọ ọzọ nne na nna wee na-ata ahụhụ wee na-ata ikikere eze nwaanyị kunie ka ọ gaa ubi gaa rụọ ọrụ Fulani chiri ehi bata ebe ala gị niile n'iyi okwu ebepụ ya isi anyị bụ ka anyị kpọpụ onye nwe anyị n'ugwu Awụsa ahụ ejide anyị wee gbuo ihe ọbụla anyị mara aka n'ime ha si na aga ha aga n'ihu elekwa ọdụ ụgbọ mmiri n'igwe ọcha bụ ememiri ọya nke dị na Kalaba otu aka ahụ anyị na-ala nsọ ebe Biafra bụ ndị kọstọm sokwenye anyị n'etiti anyị anọghị n'ime mmiri kama kọstọm juru ebe niile ha wee na-ata anyị ahụhụ anyị kwe sịpụta anyị ka kpọchie anyị kwe sịpụta anyị ka gbagbuo anyị onye nwe anyị na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka isi wee hụ ndị iro anyị n'anya wee karịa ndị nke gị akwa anyị bụ ụmụ Chineke akwa ọba aha anyị ka anyị na-aza akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza ike Chukwu akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza amara Chineke akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chisom akwa ọba anyị nwe na-aza Chizọba nna nke dị nsọ onye ime eluigwe dịka otu onye iro bi na anyị bụ ụmụ gị bịa ka iwe zọpụta anyị bịa ka iwe napụta anyị n'aka ọjọọ ihe bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ bịa ka iwe tịtụ ozu ọgụgụ nwa memilere Goliat Chineke nna nke igwe ruo memile Fero sikwa otu a mee ka Fero bụ ọgụzọ n'ihu ụmụ ndị IPOB ka o wee taa akọpụ iguni ụtọ ọzọ ị ga na-edu anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume ọ bụla adịghị na anyị na-aga ndagwurugwu onyinye ọnwụ ọ bụ gụ nwa bụ ekekere n'igwe n'ụwa nwenye ọbụla kere gị nweghị mmalite nweghị ọgwụgwụ kama anyị onwe anyị bụ anọkwa ahụ ofu ụbọchị anyị ga-anwụ n'ezie kama mara akọ na okwu gị na-anọgide ego mgbe ebighị ebi ọ bụ ya mere anyị ji were gị n'anya isi anyị wee na-asị nna nke dị nsọ bịa ka iwe gosi anyị Biafra na ndụ na abụghị n'ọnwụ bịa ka iwe mee ka ebe gị na amara gị wee kpuchiri anyị ka uwe bịa ka iwe zọpụta ndị nke gị bịa ka iwe mee ka Biafra wee bịa ka anyị na-ewetụta na nsọpụrụ na ịja mma site n'aha gị onye bụ Chukwu nke abịa ma
Good evening, Biafrans. Good evening, lovers of freedom, people of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Good evening to each and every one of you who have gathered this evening on this platform, IPOB Western Cape Media TV, to listen to us and to continue to propagate the gospel of freedom, of redemption. I welcome you to this program this evening, and as always, I thank you for making it a duty to always be with us each and every time when we come live, just like this moment. I thank you for being a true supporter, a true believer, a hardcore, a true follower of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I thank you for standing strongly behind him. Thank you for praying, for believing, for hoping, for dreaming, and everything you are doing for this struggle. Thank you for sharing our programs, for liking our programs. Thank you. Whom we all must tender our records. Be with you. I welcome you to this program this evening. As I am speaking to you, my heart is broken. I am not happy, but we must continue. I thank you. I encourage you to continue, irrespective of the hurdles on our ways, irrespective of the ocean standing between us and our freedom, irrespective of the
oppression that we all experience each and every passing day, irrespective of the problems and troubles that we all have to go through because of Biafra. You are still standing. You are still hoping. You are still believing. You are still dreaming. I welcome you to this program this evening. I want you to know that the only thing you could do for us is to share this program if you have not. The reason you must share the program is that other people need to know, other people need to see, other people need to join us, because in this platform, there is no other like us. We are the only platform, as far as Biafran struggle is concerned, who are still focused, who have not yielded to distractions. We have not allowed envy, jealousy to grip us. We are still standing as it is, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu always said that IPOB, we are whiter than white and whiter than snow. We have always maintained our whiteness. We did not allow anything to dent us, nor to stain our whiteness. We have determined to speak the truth, standing by it, irrespective of whom horse is God, whatever you're feeling. We are not interested. We are here to speak the truth. This is the only platform that still maintains that status quo in IPOB. We are resolute and we are determined. We are fearless and will never succumb to fear. Fear is an enemy. Truth is always at last lies. No matter all the lies they peddle today against our leader, against us, against Biafrans at large, lies we always fall behind, but truth continues. It may delay, but stand by it. It will surely come. I want you to know that this evening we are live. We are live in all our social media platforms. We are live on our IPOB Western Cape YouTube channel, IPOB Western Cape Media TV YouTube channel. We are live on our Twitter handle, X handle, formerly Twitter, same IPOB Western Cape Media TV. I want you to make a choice where you could be, it could be comfortable to you, for you to view us this evening. One thing we always assure you is that we always bring you latest news, correct ones, because we do not engage in lies and propaganda. We are always going for the truth. So we bring you latest news surrounding our leaders, surrounding our struggle, and all the unfolding events going in and around our lives. This is the only place you get it as it is. Hot, hot, hot. So I welcome you to this program this evening. And in case this is your first time seeing us, this is IPOB Western Cape Media TV Here we speak nothing but the truth. We are without fear nor favor. We are fearless before our enemies. We are not here to represent any individual, but to represent and to defend our fatherland, Biafra. Because for us, it is Biafra today, tomorrow, and forever. If you are offended by our resolve, we have no apologies for that. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, worldwide, and his position is incontestable. IPOB is here to restore Biafra, and we are not going to be swayed until Biafra is restored. I welcome you to this program this evening here in this platform. And here we say things the way they are. Because here, truth is our hallmark. We are fearless before our enemies. We have no reason to lie to you. We have no reason to deceive you. We are here to bring you the latest, the truth, and nothing but the truth. So I want you to relax and continue to share the program so that more people may join us as we continue this evening. Before we continue, I bring greetings to you, Biafrans, lovers of freedom, from my coordinator, Mazi Nnamdi. Mazi Nnamdi is the IPOB Western Cape representative. Mazi Nnamdi is the one representing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu here in this part of the world. Mazi Nnamdi is a resolute fellow, a comrade who has determination, who is resolute, who has sacrificed everything that he could for IPOB to continue to proceed. He has sacrificed both his family reputation, his own reputation, his finance, his life, his security, everything. He threw them for the struggle to continue. I want you to understand that they have created a parallel IPOB here, courtesy of DOS. And I want you to know that we have no other IPOB Western Cape representative. The only representative we have is in the person of Mazi Nnamdi. Any other individual parading himself as IPOB Western Cape representative must be disregarded. Do not take such individual serious. He came from the back door. He did not come from the door, but rather from the window. IPOB have code of conduct. There is rules and regulation guiding this struggle, and it must be followed to the latter. There is no two ways about it. Anybody who do not follow the IPOB code of conduct is not part of what we are doing. We are not here to present ourselves, but to represent Biafra, So I want you to know that should in case you came across anybody or you come across anybody who parade themselves as IPOB Western Cape representative, the first thing you must look at for is the name. If the name is not Innocent earlier, I want you to run away because you are standing with outlaw, a lawbreaker, an enemy of the people. And a saboteur. You must be wary of such people. I bring greetings to you from the executive of IPOB Western Cape. And also, men are working assiduously for the restoration of Biafra. Men are giving their all for Biafra to come. Men are doing everything within their power and strength to see that Biafra continue to be agitated. Thank you for fighting the way you're fighting. Mechuko Kabia must sustain you all. And also greetings coming from the IPOB family all over the world. Mechuko Kabia must bless each and every one of them who has believed for this struggle. It is well with us all. I say to you, fellow Biafrans, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to some of you, depend where you are watching me from. I am Mazi Nnamdi, and I am your host. By the special grace of Chukwu Okike, I am the Parklands Unit Coordinator. I'm a believer. I strongly believe in Biafra. And I believe that if we fail this time, it is over for us. We might as well forget about it. Because automatically, we have inherited nothing good for our incoming generation. So I believe that the only thing we must do is to do everything within our strength and power to see that Biafra comes. So I welcome you to this program this evening, and I want you to know that if you have not, I want you to share the program if you have not shared it, and also I want you to like and comment on this program this evening. As our topic has said it, our topic this evening says, the defiance spirit of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon, a true freedom fighter. If every one of us saw the other time Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was in court, we all saw it. I just played part of the recordings of the activities of that day. And if you have never been proud of who Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is, that day, that outing that day is enough for you to start being proud of him. A man who stood face to face before death, and he asked the death, where is your strength? Fearlessly, he confronted those who wanted to bring him down. They wanted to break him. They wanted to subdue his undying spirit. They wanted to make him look, or rather make it look to him as if all he is doing, everything he has been fighting for, is nothing. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu defied them and stood to declare that he is a Biafra, that fighting for Biafra is and will always be his right. Before we go to other things this evening, I want to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, I understood perfectly the plans of the enemies. One of the major plans of the enemies is to break Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They are not hiding it anymore. They have made it very, very plain and in a simple language that the only thing they wanted from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu all this while is for him to denounce and to drop the agitation for Biafra. So they made it very clear that the court proceedings is just a formality. There's nothing serious they expect from that court proceedings. They made it very clear that they do not have anything tangible to convict and to sentence Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The only thing they need is to break him. The only thing they want or they wanted is to break him so he could denounce and surrender the agitation. That is the only thing that the Nigerian government want from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not trial, because there is nothing to try here, as it has been proven for the past 4 years that there is nothing, there's no trial going on, or rather that will go on in the nearest future. The only thing the Nigerian government wanted is for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to step aside, drop the agitation. They have come out in plain terms. They have made it very, very plain. So it is not for the crime Mazi Nnamdi Kanu committed that he is being kidnapped, renditioned, and held in dungeon to this day. So that is simple truth about it. As Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has made it very, very plain and simple to them also, that he is not willing to do so. No matter what it takes, no matter the price it takes, he is going ready to pay. Even at the point of death, he still believes that Biafra is the only solution. And there's nothing that we need at this point as a people other than Biafra restoration. You can talk about economic progress, you can talk about Igbo presidency, you can talk about development in of Igbo land and other stuff. That is not what we need at this point. The only thing we need at this point is freedom. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has proven it beyond every reasonable doubt. You can be rich and yet you are not free. So what is the essence of being rich and remain in captivity? It is better for you to be poor and free, knowing fully well that your life is not in the hands of any other man to determine and control, but in your hand. Whatever you want to make out of it is entirely your decision. That is what freedom is all about. So this evening, before we continue, there is what's it called? Barrister Aloy today. Remember, today is Monday, and every Monday they visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So he brought a message from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So I'm going to be bringing us the details of the outcome of the visitation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today. You know, the situation surrounding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu makes me so emotional. And as a Biafran, the freedom fighter. Remember, you are not supposed to be emotional. You're supposed to remain strong. You're supposed to be strong. I am trying to be very strong. So, Barrister Aloy Ejimako visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, and he released a tweet. And I will be bringing that tweet to us, for us this evening, because so many people may not understand the situation of things, because not everybody have time to read. And that is why we make it very, 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 very an integral part of this program to always bring to you everything that has to do with our leader, whether it is written or whether it is in video. We bring it for you to see. So today, after the visitation, Barrister Aloy Ejimako dropped a tweet which said, update, visitation update. During the routine visitation today with Oyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he instructed the legal team to convey the following to the general public. One, that it would be foolish of him to yield to the gross illegality of a judicially recused judge continuing to preside over his case when the Supreme Court of Nigeria stated unequivocally that the impartiality of the same judge is suspect. This is the strongest, one of the strongest evidence that every Biafran, including Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is holding very tight and never let go. This statement by the Supreme Court is enough for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to take the same stand that he is taking today. The impartiality of this judge is resounding. Like, it is very, very obvious that she is impartial. And how could you allow someone who you already know is impartial to be the judge in your case? That is not a good decision. That is not a wise decision from a wise person. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to say that it would amount to foolishness if he will yield to this gross illegality. Remember that Justice Binta Nyako recused herself last year, September. Then that's September, October, November, December. 4 months after her recusal, she wants to return to the same case. The first question that will come to your mind is why? Why would this lady justice, came back to the same case she dropped, she recused herself from, returned the case file to the Chief Justice of the court? In the past, I made a comment in this program. I said that Binta Nyako, this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will continue to disgrace you
expose you until everything you have achieved during your career is trampled upon. And in your faces, it is unraveling. This lady justice continued to disgrace herself. She continued to make herself a talk of the moment negatively. It's a shame. It's a shame. Number two, that rather than needlessly pontificating over the merits or otherwise of the chief judge reassigning this case to the same recused judge, people should ask why the authorities are persisting on the illegal paths of assigning his case to a judge who was recused by a valid order. 3, he stated that adherence to the rule of law requires that every government department or agency, including the office of the chief judge, must respect a valid court judgment. It is unlawful for the chief judge to insist or seek to overturn the decision of a properly constituted court of law. Number 4, that the order of recusal is binding on the chief judge, Honorable Justice John Toho, and the federal government of Nigeria. As such, the order cannot be set aside by a mere memo of the chief judge. One of the statutes that forbids the chief judge from interfering with Justice Binta Nyako's order of recusal can be found at Section 1C of the National Judicial Institute Act, Cap N 55. Law of the Federation of Nigeria 2024, titled The National Judicial Policy, and it reads, a judge must not take or attempt to take orders or instructions of any kind from anyone that may influence his vision in the performance of his judicial functions. 5. Thus, the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court has no legal authority to interfere with the judicial decisions of a fellow judge to recuse herself from his case. These brazen attempts to impose Justice Binta Nyako contrary to the subsisting court order and key statutory provisions does not comport with rule of law and therefore cannot stand. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. This was the latest press release from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's legal team. Today, being 17th day of February 2025, after the visitation of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in DSS dungeon, this press release was released from the legal team. Everything has been said, and there is nothing that was said here that has not been said before. It has been said before over
thousands and thousands of times. But the truth remains that the Nigerian government and the hard judiciary is not willing to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they knew that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will beat them mercilessly. They knew that there is nothing to try here. So the only thing that they want to do is to break Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and force him to drop the agitation illegally. That is the only thing that the Nigerian government and her agents want to achieve in this case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you are waiting to hear that the trial commences, it is just an effort or exercise in futility because they are not willing to try Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There is no trial here. There is no sensible person who would want to go out and disgrace themselves. Now, there was another what's it called? Another message that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu dropped also the other time. This one, he also trying to makanokukosi that ihe aji ebekwanu ka ihe aji etikwanu mkpu abụrụ ka ihe ji arapụ ya kama na ọ ka ụwa nụrụ onu ya. On the 14th of February 2025, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu also sent a message to the people. I mean, for the people of the world, because he continuously sending series of messages to people, to the world to see, and also for those who cares to listen, to also listen to what he's crying about. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get it here. What is it? On the 14th? Yeah. Just bear with me. Let me get. What am I seeing? Sinful. Mercy. Okay. Let me just use this one. I couldn't find. Now, so let me read what I'm seeing here. I couldn't get all the Listen, I wanted to get all the write-ups, but I'm getting it in half. I don't know why. I'm reading now. Fast forward to 15th December 2023, when the Supreme Court sent back my case to the Federal High Court for trial. For avoidance of doubt, that was not the only decision the Supreme Court made. It also decided that my bail should not have been revoked. And it went on to state clearly that a judge exhibited significant and unacceptable bias by revoking my bail. In a sense society, one would expect that when the High Court received my case from the Supreme Court and hankered down for trial, it was also duty bound to restore my bail in line with the pronouncement of the apex court. But that did not happen. Why? Well, your guess is as good as mine, and that is the court connived with the federal government to continue my detention in violation of Section 287 of the Nigerian Constitution, while they plotted to railroad me through a unfair trial that already has a predetermined verdict. Remember that before I said that this trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just for formality. There is a verdict already written down for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So all they want is for the trial to commence. There is nothing to try here. They already written down a verdict they want to pass down to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is a trap that they set. And the same trap they set, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to skip, not to fall into that trap. A Supreme Court of Nigeria gave a verdict, or rather a judgment, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should go back and continue the trial, but also instructed in same judgment that his bail ought not to be revoked in the first place. Instead of Binta Nyako to reinstate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's bail, she insisted that the trial continues while Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in DSS dungeon. Now I will read. On 24th September 2024, I decided that I have had enough of taking my chances at getting justice from a judge that in June 2021 sent me to secret police detention without fair hearing. That is exactly what Barrister Lloyd Mako was pointing at, that the appearance of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when they renditioned him from Kenya to Nigeria, his appearance in court without his lawyers is against his rights. It's against the law. You must not appear in court without a legal representative. What happened? Why didn't Binta Nyako requested that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should appear with his legal team or with his lawyers? But instead of Binta Nyako to do that, Binta Nyako hurriedly sent Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to DSS dungeon, where he remains up to date. Now Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is trying to point at that incident. That is why he said that on the 24th September 2024, I decided that I have had enough of taking my chances at getting justice from a judge that in June 2021 sent me to a secret police detention without fair hearing. Later, refused to transfer me to prison to better prepare for my trial and capped it all by refusing to restore my bail and instead ordered an accelerated trial in the face of the reality that I will never get a fair trial whilst detained at DSS. These are the major reasons that compelled me to request recusal of the judge, and having consented to it, she proceeded to make an order removing herself from my case. That order was never challenged on appeal. Thus, it remains extant to this day. But instead of the Chief Judge of the Federal High Court to do the lawful thing by assigning my case to another judge, he connived with the federal government to eat crow and send my case to a judge that stands recused by a valid order. To conclude this open letter, let me make it clear that it should in no way be construed to mean that there are no distant judges in Nigeria that can be trusted to deliver even-handed justice in my case. That is not the issue. Instead, the issue is that my case is deliberately being shielded from judges and justices that are deemed to be committed to doing justice, even when it means that the federal government must lose. Be that as it may, if it will take the rest of my life in detention to produce me before a proper and impartial court, so be it. But let me say this for the world to know: I will not succumb to any trial conducted by any judge or court whose jurisdiction does not pass constitutional muster. Not now, not ever. Thank you all. Signed, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hallelujah. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that be that as it may, if it will take him the rest of his life in detention to produce him before a proper and impartial court, so be it. That was a decision by a true freedom fighter. Though he is pained that he is being subdued or being submitted to a partiality, though he's pained that the enemies are experimenting with him, though he is pained that he's being used as a conspiracy theory, he is determined to pay the price for freedom. He's not in a hurry to come out of this. If it will take him the rest of his life, if we take for the rest of his life for the right thing to be done, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said, it's okay. And that is why I am proud of him. That is more reason I am proud follower of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Not everybody will stand the pressure, the torment, mental torment and still standing. But after everything, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still standing. And we must not disappoint him. We must also stand with him, both in spirit and in physical. So many things Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has said recently after his court appearance. He has been talking through his legal team. He has never stopped talking. He has never stopped talking. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu continue to talk. But something interests me. If you remember the Binance versus Nigerian saga, which happened the other day, sometime last year, where Nigerian government arrested a citizen of America and subjected him to, their shenanigan they call trial. But as you would expect that a distant country would not allow their citizen to be subjected to torture, to injustice, as you would expect that Britain would have done in the case of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, they would have come for the rescue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. America governments, through their lawmakers, what's they called, reps, they came through for their citizen, and they fought day and night against the Nigerian government, standing squarely, eyeball to eyeball, visiting Nigeria, going to Kuje prison, where an American citizen was illegally kept, visiting him, giving him words of assurances, represented him until he was released. Today, he's back in America after months of receiving treatment and getting back to his normal self. He came back to thank the American government and the people of America and the lawmakers of a rep who came through for him. When I saw this, I said, this is how it should be. Now, this man wrote in his Twitter handle, this his Binance executive or CEO, I don't know what he is, but his name is Tigran Gambaryan. I've used him before to make program here when he was still in detention and the firework was going on, the diplomatic battle between Nigeria and America was going on, when their MPs were releasing statements in regards to the illegal detention of American citizen in Nigeria. A third poor country like Nigeria does not have what it takes to keep a decent citizen of America in their rat-infested prison. So now, look at what he wrote. He said, now that I am recovering from surgery and have finally had the chance to see my mother and spend time with my wife and kids, I would like to take a moment to express my deepest gratitude to Rep McCormick. You exemplify what a true representative should be. You gave me hope in the most dire circumstances when I felt completely alone. You supported my family, taking time away from your busy schedule, and for that, I am profoundly grateful. Thank you at Rep French Hill, who witnessed firsthand what I endured for no reason. Thank you. Thank you all for taking the time to stand up for a single U.S. citizen. Thank you for speaking up and standing behind me. A special thank you to Rep Holahan for the compassion you showed when you visited me at Kuje, and to Rep Brian Fitz for visiting me despite the fact that I am not even one of your constituents. Your support meant the world to me. You all are a true patriots, and I look forward to seeing the incredible work you will continue to do in the future. I am proud to be an American and to have a country that doesn't leave its people behind. You know, this last statement is where I want you to capitalize. This last statement that this man made here, it says a million words. And I will rephrase. You are all true patriots, and I look forward to seeing the incredible work you will continue to do in the future. I am proud to be an American and to have a country that doesn't leave its people behind. This is what America is known for. America will never leave their own behind. Can you say the same thing about Britain? The answer is completely no. Remember, this man is not, he's a naturalized citizen of the United States of America. The same way Mazi Nnamdi Kanu naturalized in the United Kingdom, the same way this man naturalized in America. But as long as you have an American passport, it does not matter whether you are white, it does not matter whether you are black, it does not matter whether you are Indian, it doesn't matter whether you are Chinese, it doesn't matter whether you are brown, it does not matter whether you are pink. America will always come for you no matter where you are. If I should desire a citizen of a country, it should be America, not Britain. British government left their citizen in the hand of their colonies. Remember, Nigeria is a British colony. So Britain has upper hand in Nigeria. But why should Britain left Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the hand of Nigeria, who kept on turning him up and down? Anyway, I'm not surprised because Britain connived. They are part of what happened to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They have never denied it.
if Britain plays their role in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would have been left to go home long time ago. But you know why Britain will never do that? The reason they will never do that is because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's freedom threatens their estate Nigeria. That Britain is still economically afloat until today is because of Nigeria. Remove Nigeria from Britain, Britain will collapse. That is the painful truth. And that is why British government would stand with any person, any country who would sell their conscience in order to protect one Nigeria. British as a government, Britain as a government, since Mazi Nnamdi Kanu kidnapped and extraordinary renditions to Nigeria, have not, as a government, made a tangible pronouncement in regard of a British citizen being held illegally in a foreign land. Remember, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was even traveling with a British passport. So, Tigran Gambaryan has thanked his American representatives who came through for him when he was in detention, when he was incarcerated, when he was being held for nothing in a foreign land. American MPs left American soil, traveled down to Nigeria to see him. Have you recorded once a British MP left British to Nigeria to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, to hear his side of the story, to get information about what is passing through in Nigeria? Or are you saying that British government is not living in this present world? They do not see what is going on. They do not hear. Of course, they tutor Nigeria. They give them courage. They tell them, do whatever you want to do. We are here to back you up. Anything that happens, we are here to support you. So I'm happy, but I would have wished that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is American citizen, not Britain. And if you are watching me and you have a British passport and you are boogering, thinking you have something, the day it will register for you, the day it will be something will be for you, you would have even wished you never had Britain as a second or as a country to have their citizens. They are wicked, they are racist, they are evil to the core. That is who British are. No matter how they pretend, no matter how they pretend. You know, the other time I was with a British person from Scotland. He asked me, "Oh, where are you from?" This happened. Is it this month? Yeah, this month. Yeah, this month. Not long ago. This month. I said, "How are you?" I said, "Yeah, a Scottish person." We started to talk. He said, "Where are you from?" I said, "Nigeria." He said, "Oh, Nigeria." I said, "Okay." He said, "Okay." Now, when he met another, because he wanted to pick another of his Scottish brother. So when we got to the Scottish brother, when the guy met us, then he tries to introduce me to the person. You know what he said? He said, "Meet Frank. He's our colony. I said colony. He said, oh, former colony. I was so angry. Like, so these guys still sees us, address us as their colony. That is why they will do everything to make sure that Nigeria remains one country. Like they would say, Nigeria is an indivisible country. But British Kingdom is not indivisible. But the colony they have is indivisible. That brings me. Let me play something here. Let me show you something. I want to show you something. We are still talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are still talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Now I want you to listen to this.
This is the kind of lawyer in Nigeria who handles the case of an innocent person, and the person will end up being guilty of what he or she knows nothing about. Listen to this charge and bail lawyer who knows nothing about law.
Nnamdi Kanu cannot realize or get Biafran while he's in incarceration. So the first thing first, he should change his behavior and look at how he can use options like out-of-court settlement to get himself out of there. And like you rightly pointed out, if not this, if he continues on litigation, the future is really, really dark. He might even be there and Tinubu will finish his 8 years or 4 years and another president will come in and he will still be there. They will play him like a pawn. As long as he keeps on shouting at judges, as long as he keeps on raising his voice and not agreeing on anything, they will play him like pawn until probably who knows what can happen. So
do you agree with his statement that the poor knowledge of the law is what's killing Nigeria?
So the poor knowledge of the law is a global statement. You have to narrow it down to certain things. Poor knowledge of the law. No. Look, he can tell you Nigeria is one of the countries that has the highest legislation ever passed in the whole sub-Saharan Africa. So it's not about law, it's about implementing those laws. It's not about knowing the law. No, who will implement the law? He says something about judges not being bold to taking down the Kanu's case. But this is the kind of cases that make judges.
Sorry. The man you just heard from now is supposed to be a lawyer in Nigeria, for that matter. He was speaking on the injustice. He was speaking on the lawlessness and insult that Nigerian judicial system is racking for against the Nigerian Constitution. Now, I'm going to replay this video again. I want you to listen attentively so you will understand what the man is trying to say.
This is the kind of lawyer in Nigeria who handles the case of an innocent person, and the person will end up being guilty of what he or she knows nothing about. Listen to this charge and bail lawyer who knows nothing about law.
Nnamdi Kanu cannot realize or get Biafran while he's in incarceration. So the first thing first, he should change his behavior and look at how he can use options like out-of-court settlement to get himself out of.
Now, you don't listen to his statement. You listen to his statement. This man said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu could not get Biafra in detention, that he should stop saying that things should be done in a right way, in a rightful way. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should stop defending himself. Rather, he should choose that things be settled out of court. Now, as this man, if there's anybody to make a call for out of court settlement, who is the right person to make that call? Isn't it Nigeria? Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not keep himself in detention. Remember? Nigerian government went and kidnapped Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, brought him to Nigeria illegally, and subject him to torture. And today, you are coming here to say that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should seek out of court judgment. In whose right, in whose interest is it to seek for out of court settlement? It's Nigeria. They went after Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If there's anything, if they want trial, they should come for it and made it and give equal opportunities, level playing ground. If they want out of court settlement, as every right individual is asking, let Nigerian government initiate it. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not have what it takes. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in the right position to do that. He is calling for out of court settlements equate to his giving up his belief, his agitation, because that is the only thing Nigerian government want, and this man knows. And the only thing that Nigerian government want to hear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is that he is quitting the struggle. So Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not in the right position to seek for out of court settlement. This man must get this right. He said he's a lawyer. Let's continue listening.
And like you rightly pointed out, if not this, if he continues on litigation, the future is really, really dark. He might even be there and people will finish in 8 years.
This is supposed to be a lawyer, a barrister, someone who spent years studying law. This is the man. This man speaking. This man has shame. He does not have the shame to utter this nonsense. Now, if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should continue through court litigation, that the future is dark for him, that he might even be there till he will finish his 8 years. So this man is not worried that the right things are not followed in Nigeria. He's not even afraid that his years of going through school to study law is just being messed up by people. It doesn't concern him. He's not worried that his profession is being messed up. He went to school to study law so that things could be done the right way, so that those who find themselves in trouble with the law could be saved, so that those who are illegally or being oppressed could get justice. This man is not worried about the injustice that is being meted to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. All he cares about is that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should discontinue the law, the way of going through the court, and seek out of court judgment. He's not willing that a man has spent roughly 4 years waiting for trial that will never come. This man is not worried that a judge who recused herself from a case returned the case file back to the Justice of High Court, suddenly appeared to take up the same case she recused herself, bringing insult and making his profession a joke. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has answered you that if it takes him the rest of his life in detention for the right thing to be done, that he is willing to pay that price. So don't cry more than the brief. All of you are the reason Nigerian government is messing up with the judicial, because you could not even speak as a lawyer. You could not even point out and say that this is wrong. The law must be followed. The law must be followed. Law and order must be maintained, irrespective of who is wrong. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is wrong, the law must take its cost. That should be your language. Why would you keep a man in prison for doing nothing? And you are probably saying that if he doesn't play ball with Nigerian government by denouncing Biafra agitation, that he is going to spend another year until this government is over. Let's continue.
4 years, and another president will come in and he will still be there. They will play him like a pawn. As long as he keeps on shouting at judges, as long as he keeps on raising.
Where is the justice, this man? They will be playing him like pawn. Why did you go to school to study a law? If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is your what's it called again? Is your client, and you are representing him in the court, would you sit here to say this thing you are saying? Would you sit before Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and say the same thing you are saying now? Would you? You should be worried for your country. You should be worried for the future of your country. A country where justice is discarded. A country where rule of law is not respected. A country where judiciary, the second and top executive of a country, is not respected. You should be worried. You should be worried. You should be suing Nigerian government for making mess of your constitution, for making mess of your profession, for making mess of everything that you represented. You should be worried. You should be suing Nigeria, not coming on national television to spit wrong things. You are a disgrace as a lawyer.
His voice and not agreeing on anything. They will play him like pawn until probably who knows what can happen. So
do you agree with?
Until what will happen? Already, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is ready for anything that will happen. I have said it once again before in this program. Instead of Nigerian government to be playing all these things, the Tinubu and the judiciary and the rest of you should go and bring a machete and cut Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into two and share his meat. So people will eat it. So you will never taste for meat in your life again. Because that is the only thing that is left for you people. There is nothing that will happen. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said no. Let things be done the right way. All he needs is that things be done in a right way. If things are being done in a right way, we will not be talking about Biafra. We will not be talking about agitation. If right is given to every citizen, if human rights is maintained, if things are being shared equally, if the law, constitution of the land is followed as it is written in the paper, we wouldn't be here talking about Biafra today. But look at us here. And you still have the audacity, the temerity to come here as a lawyer and vomit abomination.
It's his statement that the poor knowledge of the law is what's killing Nigeria.
You see, the poor knowledge of the law is a global statement. You have to narrow it down to certain things foreknowledge of the law. No. Look, he can tell you Nigeria is one of the countries that has the highest legislation ever passed in the whole sub-Saharan Africa. So it's not about law, it's about implementing those laws. It's not about knowing the law. No, who will implement the law? He says something about judges not being bold to taking down the Kanu's case. But this is the kind of cases that make judges.
Anyways, you have heard him. Now, let's look at another video. Probably this one speaks to this imbecile. Let me look for this. Now let's listen to the video.
Detaining Nnamdi Kanu up till now will not serve Nigeria any useful purpose. By releasing him will go a long way, to calm down the frayed nerves in the country, and for us to have, in Nigeria, everybody at least will have a better sense of belonging.
He said, contrary to what the foolish lawyer said, barrister said, he said that keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will never do any good to Nigeria. Releasing him will do Nigeria a lot of good. This is the kind of words that is expected to come out from a barrister of the law. Why are you talking about keeping an innocent man indefinitely in detention? Why are you talking about keeping him until he dropped the agitation? Is it wrong to agitate? If it is wrong to agitate, then judge him, try him according to the wrong he did. Not trying to tell him to drop the agitation, judge him according to the wrong he did and pass judgment on him. If he is not wrong, if he has not broken any law by agitation, by agitating, then free him. That should be the language. Then let's listen to this man and this second person, what he has to say.
Kanu has been there for so long. He's been to several courts on several occasions. They can't even agree on what to do. And between me and you, Dr. Abati, you're a lawyer. Justice delayed is justice denied.
Release Mr. Nnamdi Kanu.
Did you hear him? Justice delayed is justice denied. This is the language a reasonable, sound person should be using. That keeping Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention is the justice delayed. In other words, it's justice denied. You can't deny a man justice. Each and every one of us require that justice be done or given to us. Today, it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Tomorrow, it could be you. If you support the evil, the injustice that is being done to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu today, tomorrow, it could be you, it could be your friend, it could be your client. What then will you say? Will you come out to say that your friend should play ball instead of justice being dispensed at all times, at all levels, irrespective of who the individual is? Justice is a right. It's not a privilege. You don't ask Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to seek for a privilege when he has a right to justice. He has a right to justice, not a privilege, but a right. If something is a right, then you don't need somebody to give it to you. You take it.
Since a court of competent jurisdiction has discharged and acquitted him of 15 charges, why is federal government still holding him? Release him, because some miscreants are using that as an excuse to foment trouble. And we are still appealing that federal government can help people of Southeast by releasing Mr. Nnamdi Kanu. We believe he's a freedom fighter, he's not a criminal, and the court of competent jurisdiction has acquitted him. So release him. If you release him, you see that these people will no longer have any reason.
Historically speaking,
no person will
have you seen or heard of a freedom fighter who encourages people to kill his own people?
The young man has acquitted him of that.
Igbo has been set.
Simple. The courts looking into all the allegations of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, just like Simon Ekpa today. Finnish government arrested Mazi Simon Ekpa. For the past 3 months now, kept him in detention, deny him access to everything, and up till this moment, they have not charged him. The other day, American Vice President went to Europe, and he said that freedom of speech is threatened, is being threatened in Europe. They came after him. They attacked him from every angle. The truth is, Europe is turning to New Africa when it comes to freedom of speech. You don't speak your mind anymore. You don't say it the way things are anymore in Europe as it is today. The same Europe that all of you were looking upon before, today is turning to a New Africa, where freedom of speech is at large. This man said, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, after all the allegations of him unaliving Biafrans, the court still find him innocent. So you that seated in that studio, you do not have the right to call him a criminal or a killer, excuse me, when the court of competent jurisdiction has acquitted him of that charges. That is the fact. It must remain the fact. So let's continue.
Free. The Meiti Allah man arrested, set free. People have made more terrible pronouncements from different parts of the country concerning their desire to leave Nigeria. Even though I believe in one Nigeria, you have your own opinion. Don't come here and say rubbish. Why is it that the courts at the highest level ask that Nnamdi Kanu should be freed, that he's kidnapped from Kenya and incarceration was against the rule of law, and he has remained in detention and he's being treated dishumanly? Why? Is it because he's an Igbo man? Most likely.
Nnamdi Kanu has been incarcerated for quite a long time. We actually, our position is that the law should take its turn, but the law, the court have released him. The court have released him, and
we are of the opinion that the law should take its turn. That is the simple truth. That is the reality on ground. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did anything wrong, the law must take its course. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said before, nobody should beg for his release. Nobody should beg for mercy for him. The Nigerian government should have mercy on him. He did not do anything to beg Nigeria for mercy. All you should ask Nigeria to do is let the rule of law take its course. Let the law be implemented. Let the right thing be done. Not let them have mercy. What mercy? If it's wrong, it's wrong. If he's right, he's right. So prove beyond every reasonable doubt. If you see that he is right, then wrong. Prove it before a competent court of law that he is wrong, and then the law should take its course. If not, let the man go. That is what Iwanyang is trying to say in this video.
We in Ohaneze Ndigbo feel that there is no justifiable reason whatsoever to still keep him in prison when he has been released. So that is why we think he should be released. And in fact, it's a problem to us when he's not released, because the young people who actually support him, there's no doubt about it, that Nnamdi Kanu has a lot of support from younger people in this country. Especially in our area, who feel that they are not getting what they should get in Nigeria.
This man has been taken to various courts. They don't even know which charges to give him anymore. This man was abducted out of this country.
This man has been taken to various courts. They don't even know any other charges to give him. This is happening in a country that this man said they pride themselves as a law-abiding country. A country that is going about looking for charges to hang on an innocent man. Is that a country? Is that a country where rule of law is maintained? That is total opposite of things. It's rather a banana island. And it must be said the way it is. So let us continue to listen.
The demand of abduction was in itself illegal. It's a shame. It's a shame that...
It's a shame. This man speaking is a fair deputy national leader. He is not a barrister, but he understood that what Nigeria is doing today amount to shame, is an embarrassment not only to the government, but to everybody that sees themselves as a citizen of Nigeria. It's a shame, it's an embarrassment, and it will continue to haunt Nigeria as long as they remain a country.
That this country will be involved in a thing like that. But they did it. Okay, now you took that gentleman to court and he's been there for years. If you want to take him through justice, dispense justice with him, and then that's it. If you're going to jail him, jail him. If you're not going to jail him, let him go. What's the point? Just keep...
Take him through justice, dispense justice on him. If he is wrong, if he is guilty, you jail him. If he is innocent, you free him. This should be the statement every right-thinking individual should be making. Not this one, this man. Not what this man is saying. This one here. I played his video before. Not that rubbish. You can't keep an innocent man indefinitely. You can't come to a man who is going about his business. You just grab him, put him in prison without nothing, no trial, no court outing, no trial, no freedom, nothing. That is inhumanity. It's called inhumanity. We are all humans, and we all deserve to be treated as such. No separation. No separation. Everyone are equal. No matter who you are today, before you become that, you were nobody. And whenever you finish being somebody, you still return back to nobody. So why would you, because you are in the head of affairs today, you want everybody to lick your ass? You want everybody to dance to your tune? You want everybody to subdue to you? It's wrong.
If there's somebody there, and all of us Nigerians should be ashamed that we are being linked to this. In the turn, it's a shame. It's a shame.
The Southeast has made a collective demand to have Nnamdi Kanu released. And we basically identified with that and request Mr. President, who in his inaugural address promised the people that he's going to engender national healing and is going to serve with compassion. So we've basically informed him that this would serve as a pointer to his administration's extension of hands of fellowship to Ndibo.
It's a shame that this is what we've turned this country to be. A Nigerian, a citizen, and you treat him like this in his own country? It's a shame. All progressive Nigerians should stand up and say this should stop. This shenanigans should stop. How long should we continue with this? If this man has committed any offense, sentence him. That's it. But if he hasn't, let him go. What is happening is wrong. It's wrong. To any right-thinking person, it is wrong.
It is our view that the current circumstance makes Nnamdi Kanu and his colleagues political prisoners, our prisoners of conscience. They're no longer, it's not about crime, it's not about anything, because we're no longer following the rule of law.
The truth of the matter is when you incarcerate Nnamdi Kanu, who is incarcerated is not Nnamdi Kanu, it's all people of conscience. Who is incarcerated is not Nnamdi Kanu, it's all people whose perspective he represents, whether they come from an ethnic nationality group. If you incarcerate him, you incarcerate all people who believe in the rule of law. And so it is this collective imprisonment that we expect will force a rethink on the part of all people about this.
The civil war has ended. Gowon has said no victor, no vanquished. That we need reconstruction, reconciliation, and rehabilitation.
Yeah. One thing I took away from this video is that as long as Mazi Nnamdi Kanu remains in jail illegally, every one of us are in jail. You watching Mazi Ebuchi today, you are also in jail. Psychologically, indirectly, you are in jail. Every Igbo man alive today is in jail. Every Biafran in all Biafran territory today are all in jail. You may think that it is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is in jail. The only time you will understand that you are also in jail is whenever you identify as a Biafran. Then you will be thrown to jail. That is if you are lucky. If you are not lucky, your life is gone. Freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is freedom for all. Something everybody must rally together. Call for his release. If you have a platform, no matter how small that platform is, you must use that platform to call for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If you're a government worker, if you're a politician, whatever you represent, use your office to call for the right thing to be done. It is the Igbo nation that is in prison today. It is the Biafran nation that is in prison today. You may think it's Mazi Nnamdi Kanu alone. No, he is just a figurehead. The target is you. You are the target. They want you to denounce who you are. They want you to drop your identity. They want you to keep mute in the face of evil. They want to intimidate you. You are the target. Until you know the target is not Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. In truth, you are the real target. Because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is just one person. You are legion. We are legion. If it is only Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that is speaking, they wouldn't give a damn. The only thing that made them to start acting is because of you. His message entered you, caught it. It caught up with you. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu gave birth to you. You are the children. They don't want to grow. They don't want to get you to that point where you will give birth to another children, and your children give birth to another children. So they want to stop it. And how are they going to stop it? By putting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu away. Would you allow it? Let me get us this video. Those who are speaking with both sides of their mouth, and he called himself, I don't know what is this about this. This is what I call themselves lawyer barristers in Nigeria. I don't know. I don't know, seriously. I really don't know. Let us listen to this one. No, not this one. Not this one. I think it's this one. Okay. Where is this video?
Well, you know, I know the.
Is this man? It would lead to peace, and those that have been committing criminality, hiding under IPOB, will be exposed. Is it not time we look at alternative dispute mechanisms to deal with this situation? Is it something the president might consider?
So everything in life begins with the person. Like, for example, are you a Christian?
Yes.
So there are people, they call them born again, right? Do you know how they became born again? They acknowledge their sins. They repented. They are forgiven. Their sins are forgiven, and then they become born again. Unless there is acknowledgement by the person in question, I am denouncing this. I talked to.
Did you hear him? These are human beings who goes about parading themselves as leaders. These people are the reason the impunity in Nigeria is in the highest rating. These are the people that encourages the executive arm of the government not to follow the rule of law, not to obey the written down judgment. These are the people who goes about parading themselves as the elites, the educated ones, the ones in the government, the ones that make the law, who determines who lives and who doesn't. These are the people who believe that it is rather a jungle, not a human settlement. In a country there is law, in a country there is constitution guiding the country, this man is making a reference with Christianity. He said, you are a Christian. He said, okay, if you repented of your sin and want mercy, you first and foremost denounce your sins and then ask for forgiveness. Ask this man, what has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did that warrants him to ask for forgiveness? Has he buried anybody? Has Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unalived anybody? Or is this man saying that it is now a crime, a sin, for one to say that this marriage, I am not interested anymore. I need out. This union, this friendship, I am not interested anymore. It does not make me happy anymore. I need to go. Ask this man, if you are served with a food that you do not desire to eat, would you eat it? Would you be fined? Would you be unalive for eating that, for refusing to eat the food? If that happens, that means you have never been free before. You are either a slave or a property to somebody. You do not have a life of your own. Because if you have life of your own, you should be able to say, I don't want this, I want this. Because Chukwu Okike Abiyama gave us as human beings freedom to reason, freedom to live. We decide what we want and what we do not want. We decide the kind of life we want to live and the kind of life we detest. That is it. You do not commit any wrong by saying, I do not want to eat rice. I want to eat yam. It is your decision. It is your choice. So if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has the same choice as a human being, according to the Constitution of Nigeria, which recognizes the self-determination as a right, then what is this man talking about? These are the kind of people that breed criminality, breed disobedience to law. This man may be a leader in his community. Now think about it. What kind of leader he is? If we do not preach that right things be done, things we follow the right question in place. Because the question that they ask him here is it not right for the government to come to a round table and discuss on how to end this madness called detention and trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Instead of this man to go straight and say, oh, it is shameful, as every other person has asserted, it is rather shameful for Nigerian government to be going against their own laws. He's talking something else. So let's continue.
You talk about the de-radicalization, then government can intervene. You cannot sit where you sit holding that thought and position that is criminal, and then your uncle, your sister, your brothers are pleading.
You know, what is the criminal about agitation for Biafra? Self-determination is in the Nigerian Constitution. Written, signed. It is there. So if it is criminal, that means everything about your constitution or all the treaties you entered as a country is criminal. And if you believe that what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is criminal, then what manner of human being are you? You want him to what's it called? You want him to step down from the agitation, have a change of mind, made a pronouncement that he's no more agitating of Biafra, that he has repented, and then agree that all this while he has been committing crime, he has been into criminality. Is that what you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to do? You want to be like recognizing? It is not going to happen. Because what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is doing is not a crime in any part of the world. It is only in Nigeria that when you are asking for the right, for your right to be given to you, it turns to be a crime. Only in Nigeria would an innocent man be thrown to a prison and a court made a pronouncement that his detention from the day becomes indefinite. It's a shame.
With government to say, bypass all protocol and forgive. First of all, our judicial system, Nnamdi will have to have gone through the judicial process and be convicted before the president can exercise the order.
Did you hear him? He is still insisting that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should go through the process of the court and then allowed himself to be convicted. Then, after he is convicted, then the president can now exercise his power to have mercy on him and set him free. This is what an individual come to national television to say. Shameless individual. This person has sons and daughters who look up to him. But look at him here, supporting injustice. You want an innocent man convicted. You want an innocent man convicted. Is it wrongly or rightly? How do you want him to be convicted? How do you want Mazi Nnamdi Kanu convict? Wrongly or rightly? Okay, let's continue.
But there's still the presumption of innocence. He can't admit to what hasn't been officially said is a crime.
So if you don't admit...
You hear what the presenter asked him? How could you, that it is innocent until proven guilty? How could you admit something that has not been proved? Something that has not been proved. I mean, proved by the court that you are wrong, that you are guilty. How do you now own up to it? Let us listen to him.
Run through the process. You see, this the radicalization we talked about, they were not yet charged to court. Some of them were in court. It's acknowledgement. If you don't want to acknowledge, what's the basis of saying, I want to free him? Because some people say, if you free him, we'll handle him. So, what I'm trying to say is, Nnamdi Kanu is not different from another average Nigerian. The press who emphasize on the right of the ordinary man, and when they ask government, they keep saying ordinary man, ordinary. You must talk about the real problem of ordinary people rather than certain individuals that are the symbol of catchphrase and buzzwords. Somebody has to acknowledge his wrong and said, I want peace with government. I want to renounce what I'm saying. And then you can say, okay, there is evidence, cogent, to say that this person wants to live his own ways.
So, in essence, I think the summary of what we're saying is that there's going to, the government, the Nnamdi Kanu is going to be detained, and that the presidency will not at any point step into the arena.
The villa is not a police station. The president is not a prosecutor. He's a president.
That is one of your elites. That was one of the people you people as Nigerians look up to. That is one of them. He is there telling you something that is running like a car. Something that made no sense. He wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to own up to something he never did. What is Nigerian government charging Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for? Terrorism. And this man wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to own up to terrorism. This man wants Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to say, yes, I am a terrorist. Please have mercy on me. That is exactly what he's saying. And that will never happen. That is the message. Everything that has happened between Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the Nigerian government has proven that Nigerian government is on the wrong. And if Nigerian government is on the wrong, what are they supposed to do? They swallow their pride and do the right thing. What is the right thing? They discontinue the case and free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Call him to a round table talk. Speak with him and work out something. What the innocent man is asking is nothing, it's not a rocket science. It's something that could be done. Simple. Referendum. Give him referendum. It's not a difficult thing to do. Give him a referendum. That is all Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not saying that he's going to pull out Biafran from Nigeria by force. No. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is saying is this. There is a time in every human being's life, in a man's life, that he sat down and asked himself some questions, hard questions. Now, it has gone to that point in our history that we need to ask ourselves, do we actually belong in Nigeria? Are we actually part and parcel of the project Nigeria? The other day I was watching a video where the 2025 budget was read in the House, and then the representative from the East found out that there was no arrangement for them in a 2025 budget. Would you say you are part of a country that always omits you at every opportunity? If money is borrowed, Southeast will be automatically excluded from the share. And remember that everything that Nigeria has to pay back that loan is coming from the land of Biafra and the East. If budget is made, Southeast is excluded. Now, after looking at all these things, and the same people said, oh, it has come to that point where we want to find out if actually we belong to this union. Instead of you to listen to them, instead of you to say to them, oh, I know I've been wrong. I know I've been treated you, I've treated you bad. I know, but what can we do to work out things? You rather resorted to kidnapping, illegal detention, disappearances, unaliving people, all kinds of intimidation. And you think that by doing all these things, the agitation will die down just like that. Remember, our fathers started it in 1967. After all the things you did not kill the agitation. This desire, the hunger for a free nation continue blazingly in our hearts. 56 or 54 years later, we are back to the same page. If guns, bullets, bombs could stop it, could defeat this, you would have defeated us 54 years ago. I just want every right-thinking individual, every person who has conscience to look into the issue of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu versus Nigeria and lend their honest voice to it. The best thing that Mazi and the Nigerian government should do is to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is the right thing to do. Nobody is asking the Nigerian government to have mercy on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu had done anything, we wouldn't be here talking about how to free him. Nigerian government would have taken their chances long time ago. The only reason Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in illegal detention and Nigerian government does not know where to go, the only reason is because he has always been innocent. And it's time for the Nigerian government to do the right thing. That is the message we came here this evening with. And I believe that we have done justice to that. But I want you to be proud of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and be proud that you are a Biafran. It is not easy for you to stand strong, tough, strong in the face of trial, tribulation, and everything that may come. It is only those who are made with tough skin that could withstand this amount of pressure. If you find yourself in this family of IPOB, I mean the true IPOB, the real IPOB, the IPOB of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, always beat your chest and said, I am a Biafran. You are a true Biafran. And Chuko Kabiam will bless you. I thank you for being part of this program. I thank you for taking out time to converge in this platform this evening. I thank you for listening to us. I thank you for reasoning as a human being, making use of your senses. I thank you for speaking the truth, believing in the truth. I thank you for believing in Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I thank you for believing in IPOB. I thank you for believing in Biafra. Together we can do it. Together we can do this. United we stand, divided we shall fall. If you believe in our unity, make sure you stand for that which is right. Let no man deceive you. Let no man deceive you. That being said, fellow Biafrans, we have come to the end of this program. And I say to you, from me, from here, good night.